Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm gonna give you 10 designer fragrances that are worth every penny. Now, I'm actually copying a guy named Centrail. Like, when I saw his video, I'm like, man, that's actually a really good video. That guy, shout out to him. He's got great quality, knows how to speak, definitely a true gentleman. And let's start off with the first one, which is gonna be a freshie. One of the very few. Guerlain L'Homme Le Boisé. This stuff here is really good. Now it does have woods, it's got grass, it's got a mojito vibe, rum, musk, but definitely a very bright lime. The lime itself just pops and it really does add that pep to your step. For like a fresh scent, there's a certain class to it, a certain elegance. But you could wear this with a white t-shirt and jeans, but all the way to a suit and tie. Not really a tuxedo, but a suit and tie. I myself would wear this with a little bit more than just a white t-shirt and jeans though. For me, this is more so of like a nice golf shirt or a nice polo with a pair of khaki shorts or a nice pair of dressy shorts, I should say, with some loafers. But if you want to wear it with a white t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, by all means. Fragrance number 2, this one comes and goes. It's from the brand of Kenzo, and I just did a video yesterday. Kenzo Power. In previous videos when I mentioned this fragrance, I said Kenzo Power Cologne. It's not cologne, it's the regular Power, but they just rebottled it because it used to be in like a metallic bottle, but this stuff does have like bergamot. I feel like it has lemon verbena. In Power Cologne, lemon verbena is a note, but I feel like lemon verbena is in this. There is cardamom, there is florals, there's coriander, there's some amber, a little bit of tolu balsam, some cedar. But what this fragrance pretty much is, it's like an ambery spicy scent with a lot of florals and a lot of citrus. It's a gentleman's type of fragrance that is a little vintage, in my opinion, and it kind of reminds me of gray flannel. In some ways, it just does. Gray flannel is kind of like a soapy floral. This kind of has that soapy floral vibe with a little bit more going on. And it's been years since I smelled gray flannel, but I should get my nose on it. This just smells like what an older person would wear. I did watch a few videos this morning, including my Mickers, Dan Mish. That man is so incredibly missed. But Dan said it has a bit of an old lady's perfume vibe. I could see it in some ways, because as I stated, it's not a fragrance that everyone is going to agree with. You know, if you like florals, this is something that you might want to check out. And as I said, it comes and goes. It's actually on FragranceNet right now for about 60 bucks Canadian. That's like $45 USD. Longevity is about 6 to 7 hours. And this is absolutely class in a bottle. Another classy scent is going to be Rochas Mustache EDP. This stuff is really good. Now, I am generally someone who avoids the hype trend at all costs. I generally am that person. But when I smelled this, I'm like, okay, I have to get on the bandwagon. I do. This is both classy and sexy. This smells a lot like YSL's Tuxedo, which it does. I do have a decan of it. Not a whole lot left. But this is just Tuxedo on a budget. There is some patchouli, some amber, some benzoin, some vanilla, some woods, and a little bit of spice. I think it's pink pepper, or it might be like nutmeg, something like that. But just sweet, ambery, woody, spicy, classy, but sexy. You could wear this with a suit and tie, a tuxedo, as well as something as like casual as a turtleneck or like a sweater. Let's go with another fresh scent. It's not really fresh, but maybe in the aspect of that it's green. Bulgari Put On. This is one of the older ones in this list as it came out in 95, 96, but this is a gentleman's fragrance. Definitely a lot of green tea. It's got aldehydes, it's got some musk, a little bit of carnation, some geranium, some cyclamen, vetiver, oak moss, and so on. What it pretty much is, it's just like a green woody scent with a little bit of florals, definitely some musk, I think a little bit of aldehydes, and a little bit of citrus in the opening. This is more of a spring scent in my opinion. Some people will say it's as well summertime. I think it's gonna be a little bit too heavy on a summer day. Now, if it's gonna be a summer night out where it's a little bit cooler without the humidity, then yes, but this most certainly, very much like this one here and this one here, is class in a bottle. This is gonna range anywhere from 6 to 7 hours. Next fragrance is gonna be Spice Bomb, the original from Viktor and Rolf. If you love spicy fragrances, this is one that if you haven't gotten your nose on, check yourself, man, because this stuff here is so good. Now this does have paprika, nutmeg, I'd say more cinnamon than anything. There's gonna be a little bit of leather, a little bit of tobacco, vetiver, and so on. It's mostly just spices with a little bit of leather and tobacco. It's both classy but bad boy. So you could wear this with a suit and tie all the way down to a leather jacket and a white t-shirt. Next one, this is one of my favorite ones currently in my collection, and not exactly the most masculine, but very much a gentleman's fragrance. And I'm not like exactly like a pure gentleman whatsoever. I'm a little bit rough around the edges at times, and I'm very blunt, so a lot of people don't like that. But when I wear this, I feel polished. I feel very gentlemanly, very I would say more mature. Valentino Wo Intense. This is not original, as it smells a lot like Dior Plain and simple. Valentino kind of swagger jacked Dior But this does have like iris, it's got tonka bean, it's got some suede or some sort of leather, vanilla, iris, and so on. The iris itself does add that powdery nuance, and that is what adds that gentlemanly component to it. You're gonna get a nice vanilla chord, you're gonna get some suede, a little bit of clary sage in the opening. The clary sage does add a little bit of it, like an herbal tone to it. And it does make it a little bit of an old-fashioned type of scent, but when the vanilla, the iris and all that kick in, this stuff here is just an absolute masterpiece. Even though that it's not original, this for me is definitely a masterpiece. And longevity, you're gonna get about 9 to 10 hours. Let's go with another gentlemanly fragrance, and that's gonna be Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. This stuff here, oh my God. And I gotta fix the bottle because what goes around here is in here. Just like Valentino Wo, this is not original. This has Valentino Wo vibes, but it's just different because it does have a nice smoky chestnut or hazelnut, one of those two, including some whiskey. So a little bit of a boozy nuance. This is more masculine than this one here. I will state that, but not by a whole lot. There is that powdery quality to it, so you are gonna get some iris, you're gonna get a little bit of bergamot in the opening, some amber, some woods, and so on. Just not original, because Givenchy, swagger jacked, Valentino, but again, Dior So I gotta be honest, guys, I just do. But this stuff for me definitely is a masterpiece. Longevity, fantastic, 10 plus hours. Number 8, this stuff, oh, I'm gonna keep plugging this stuff until it catches a little bit of hype. You know, and I'm not one for hype, but you know, this stuff really does deserve a little bit more mention. Alfred Dunhill's Mongolian Cashmere. This is a men's fragrance, but it's most certainly a unisex scent in my opinion. And what makes this a unisex scent is gonna be that rose, the geranium, but more so of that powdery orris root. The orris is definitely front and center. There is a lot of musk, so if you don't like musk, this is something that you might not like because it's very musky and very powdery. There is either like benzoin, labdanum, or like amber, so like there is that like amber component with some suede to it. Really nice. It is a gentleman's fragrance, so suit and tie, tuxedo, sense of style, sweater, turtleneck. Nothing too casual. This fragrance itself, I could definitely see on Mr. Centra, the guy who inspired me to do this very video, because the guy is definitely a polished gentleman. That's what this fragrance is. Very underrated. Fall, winter, early spring, longevity, 8 to 10 hours. We're down to the last two. Fragrance number 9 is, I would say it's more of a spring scent, but I do think that you can wear it in the summertime. And this one just did not get a lot of mention. The flankers are more popular than this one here. Hermes H24. I like this one. It's very gentlemanly. It's casual, but at the same time, you can wear this with a suit and tie. This scent here is a little old school. It smells a little old school because it does have clary sage. There is some narcissus, some sort of woods, and there is like a bit of a, on my skin, I get a bit of a metallic vibe to it, like a little bit of a mineral note to it. I think it's great for the office, and it just smells a little bit more mature. Like I'm thinking someone in their late 20s than someone in their early 20s would appreciate this a lot more. Longevity, you're gonna get about 6 hours. And last but not least, I bought this full retail. And if I buy something full retail, then you know it's worth every penny in my opinion. Boss Bottle Elixir from Hugo Boss. This came out this year in 2023, and I am surprised that Hugo Boss came out with something like this, because it's not your typical Boss release or just Hugo Boss release, whether it's the Hugo line or the Boss Bottle line itself, okay? Because they do nothing but, like, generally, they do nothing but freshies, mass appealing, easy to wear scents. This is challenging, but in a good way. Like, I'm not really into challenging fragrances, but this is challenging in the sense that it has like cardamom. Now, cardamom is not a challenging note, but the cardamom does add a little bit of sex appeal to it. There is patchouli, which can be a challenging note. There's gonna be some resins, some labdanum, some cedar, vetiver, and so on. This is bad boy, like black tea, leather jacket, all the way to a tuxedo. It's classy, but it's bad boy, it's mature, it is gentlemanly. This is older person. This is 30 and up, sometimes maybe even 40 and up. If you're in your early 20s and you like it, then hey, by all means, rock it. More respect to you, all right? And performance on this is beast mode. This is 10, 12 plus hours. And guys, that is 10 fragrances worth every penny. Shout out again to Mr. Centrail. I will attach his link down below. Please make sure to check him out if you haven't done so. Any reviews that I've done on these, they will all be down in the description box below as well. If you want something a little bit more detailed, and if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. What videos to watch next? Well, whatever pops up right here. So I thank you for my time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.